Major spoilers ahead. Stop watching this video if you don't want to be spoiled. The Archon's evil. We're going to be getting more and more hints to the unknown goddess finally in 1.5. And we've actually been getting hints this entire time by MiHoYo in their trailers this entire time. Also, not only are the Archons evil, Celestia's worse. The Archons at least feel bad. Let's talk about it. Yo, what's up YouTube fam? Hopefully y'all are having an absolutely phenomenal day. Welcome to a different type of video. I rewatched the 1.5 Genshin Impact trailer and I kind of made a few connections and I just wanted to share it with you guys to get your thoughts and opinions and to see, you know, maybe we could crack the code to what's really going on in Teyvat. Yes, the awakening is coming. I am aware. Here are some connections that I made that's kind of scary and very ominous for the future of Genshin Impact. And to be honest, how scary this unknown goddess really is and how much of a hand she plays with everything in Teyvat. So let's start with flashback to 1.2 Unreconciled Stars event, which basically, TLDR, long story short, stars and meteors shot from the sky fell onto the earth, and these meteors, anytime they came into contact with anyone, put people in a slumber and a comatose state. Scaramouche, one of the harbingers of the Fatui, being the powerful man that he is, attempted to connect with the stone to harness any information and power that he could glean from the stone. What he had learned, according to the words quoted from Scaramouche, is that all of Teyvat is a big fat hoax. It's all a lie. The sky is false. Even Mona, our ally, says that that's strange because her mentor actually told her, when using hydromancy and astrology, to make sure to remember that the sky is false and to mention that while doing her readings. Gnosticism. We also know in the recent 1.4 story quest, we will be reunited, which broke my heart. Daneslave told us that we shouldn't trust the Archons as much as we already do. Which, thankfully, it kind of got revealed that the Traveler didn't trust the Archons at all this entire time, which, Traveler. Fivehead. And one of the biggest reasons why he says that is because the Archons is directly, obviously, connected to Celestia. They are the reason why Karanaya was wiped out and eliminated. And not only were they wiped out and eliminated, but Celestia was so heartless and brutal that they put a curse on all of its remaining citizens to turn into the monsters that we now know as the Abyss Order, which is terrifying. Very, very terrifying that they even have that ability. We also know that the Archons directly work with / for Celestia, and that some Archons, Venti for example, actually fears Celestia, and as they should. Further going into the whole Teyvat's a false reality type of thing, or a false world, or everything that we know about Teyvat is a lie, we have Ju here, which by the way is the girl that appears in the 1.5 story trailer. And here's why it connects to the unknown goddess.
If it is fated, we will meet again.
She's overflowing with this black energy, and there's this crimson, burgundy, red reality all around her.
If it is fated, we will meet again.
And the very next scene that we get is a domain with, by the way, a goat skull just being randomly hung up on the wall.
There were a few men who came through here carrying baskets and picks. I guess that could have been them. And there was a child staggering in front of them.
The girl, as she's undoing the seal, right before she does, in the trailer, from her perception, I imagine, it looks like almost as if reality is glitching into this red film, dark, ominous presence being superimposed onto reality. It could just be her vision and her perspective, but there's a reason why I keep focusing on red and black as the two primary colors. Here's her invoking more of this dark energy, and it looks like right here she's being fully possessed because her eyes completely change color from the in-game brownish burgundy color to a very bright, intense red color. You have the red smoke all around, the black energy overflowing, and then she uses the black energy to completely eliminate the seal that was most likely placed on by the Adepti or Zhong Li himself. We see it one more time in another trailer. For those that might not remember, there was a story teaser trailer that Genshin Impact released back in August of 2020 a long time ago, showcasing what actually went down when the twin travelers arrived in Teyvat, the destruction of Karanaya.
One day, this journey will reach its end.
The red black cubes with red and black energy from the unknown goddess. This is where things get scary because as of right now, who knows, but it almost looks as if with how far spread these cubes are, it almost seems as if she alone was able to wipe out all of Karanaya. And maybe her or another person was the one that placed a curse on the citizens of Karanaya, but this power is very terrifying. They've been hinting, but not only is she powerful, she has a lot of authority with the Archons and all of the origins of this world. And the reason why is this red and black energy has been appearing in other trailers besides this one. Not just in the 1.5 story trailer, not just when she was wiping out Teyvat, but also in the Genshin Impact official Xiao story character gameplay trailer. And you're gonna notice a lot of red glitches.
These are matters for Adepta.
And black energy.
Stay out of my way.
There's one.
Insignificant.
Here's the big thing that I really need you to hyper focus on. You're gonna notice red and black pop up again for anyone that's watched this trailer. And if you have it, try not to get spooked. It's dark.
The price I pay for eons of slaughter, ephemeral circumstance, perpetual agony. This is nothing new to me. Karmic binds.
Here we see Xiao. And there's a lot of assumptions and theories on what could be happening here, but we see this black and red energy, black and red tendrils constricting Xiao and bringing upon a lot of pain on him. Now, we know that he's dealing with pain of his karmic debts, and we don't know the full, or at least I don't know the full depth and understanding of what all that implies. We know that it's connected to this black and red energy, and we know at one point in his past, he had to deal with being sealed. The unknown goddess uses, and so far, she's the only being in all of Genshin Impact revealed to use this black and red dark ominous power. It's also a reference to Karanaya.
Slaughter. The price I pay for eons of slaughter, ephemeral circumstance, perpetual.
The price I pay for eons of slaughter. In the very next scene we see, it's the Abyss Order and the Hilichurls covered in this black energy. I think the reason why Xiao has so much guilt is because he's fully aware of every time he slaughters the Abyss Order, he is slaughtering innocent citizens. Now you could argue that the unknown goddess actually doesn't have black and red tendrils as power. She only uses cubes. She's never been shown to use anything else. That's a fair argument, especially because that's the main way she fought when she fought against the twins in the opening cinematic. We see from the moment she appears, a black and red portal appearing. Which, by the way, I do find the symbolism of that kind of looking like an eye peering in is very spooky. That could be overanalysis on my part, but... And then the unknown goddess appears.
Your journey ends here.
And then she completely manipulates that portal into these energy symbols. And I think it's not just the Tsaritsa that doesn't like the unknown goddess and Celestia. I think a lot of the Archons don't like Celestia either. We know that Venti has a lot of regret with how Celestia is being handled, which is why the man drowns himself in wine. Don't get me wrong, the man loves his wine, and I can completely respect that. But we know just from his story that he holds a lot of pain and he holds a lot of regret with how evil the previous Barbados was, and the connections that he has to the previous Barbados, now being an Archon himself, to the point where he even wanted to have a hands-off type of lifestyle and a hands-off type of ruling over Mondstadt. He wants the people to have freedom because he sees how oppressive Celestia can be with their citizens. One big thing a lot of theory crafters are saying in Genshin Impact is that Gnosticism is very prevalent in Genshin Impact, and I think it actually is, and I can agree with a lot of them. And the big reason why is because in Gnosticism you have the true god and you have a false god. The true god created the spiritual realm and is responsible for being the spark of all creation. And in some interpretations is also responsible for the false god being born. But when the false god was born, the true god kind of casted it aside right at its birth, and it didn't know of any other existence, so the false god believed that it was the one true divine god. Being a god, it decided to create the material world, and it became very strict on making sure that no being would ever surpass it, and in keeping humanity trapped inside of the material world anytime they tried to leave. Just like the unknown goddess that appears, trying to keep the two twins from traveling outside of this world to another world. It doesn't want it to leave the material world, or in this case, Teyvat, which we know according to Scaramouche back in 1.2, and Daneslave in 1.4, that a lot of Teyvat is built upon lies, and according to Scaramouche, it's the very fabric of our star, of our sky, is false, just like a false god.
The arrogation of mankind ends now.
And here we see her very cape has a very tendril-like shape with almost what looks to be a red version of the galaxy power that we kind of see coming from Daneslave's cape. And that's basically that's the video. The whole point of the video was just to share some connections that I made. Just a theory that I got that the unknown goddess is not just an unknown goddess that wants to bring upon the destruction of mankind, but she's also in charge of manipulating and causing all of the pain the Archons have had to deal with. And I think they even had to serve her at one point. And some of the Archons are looking to rebel, like the Tsaritsa and the Fatui. Like Daneslave says multiple times in 1.4, let's not be so hasty in trusting the Archons and Celestia, especially because every single Archon named so far, even Paimon herself, their names are kind of referenced in some dark mythology. The Lesser 72 Demons, Paimon, Baal, Morax, and Barbados, which we know the original Barbados was quite cruel and quite evil. But yeah, fam, I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is. Just wanted to show the connections that I've made. You want to see more content like this, let me know. If not, also let me know. It's the first time I ever do a lore-focused video where I just kind of talk about the lore and the connections that... Dude, it looks scary, man. We are not freaking ready. You're a little early. Are you here to witness the resurrection of the most ancient, most awe-inspiring individual in all of Liyue's history? Resurrection? The Adepti thought to suppress it with trees. Fools. Little did they know that after thousands of years, the trees that hold this beast shall surely become one with the beast. And lo, it shall stretch wide its arms and unfurl its body and reach out with its roots, and the leylands of the world shall heed its call. Then once the beast has quenched its great thirst for that energy which only the leylands can provide, I imagine any significance we presume to have in this world will vanish for good, wouldn't you agree? Almost making it sound like in 1.5, we're going to get confirmation that, Teyvat really is a big fat hoax, just like Scaramouche says. I imagine any significance we presume to have in this world will vanish for good. Wouldn't you agree?